In the final frantic weeks of World War I, a group of American soldiers vanished into the misty abyss of a French forest. They were cut off, surrounded, and starving. They were supposed to hold the line, but instead, they became the line. This is the story of the Lost Battalion of Argonne. It's October 1918. The Allies are throwing everything they've got into the Meuse-Argonne offensive, a massive, coordinated assault across a wide front designed to break through German defenses and end the war. Among the units advancing is a composite force from the US 77th Division, roughly 550 men led by Major Charles Whittlesey. Their orders were to advance into the Argonne Forest, take and hold a position beyond German lines, and then wait for French units to their left and American units to their right to push forward and link up. But those flanking units never made it. The French were pinned down by stiff German resistance, and their fellow Americans ran headlong into machine gun nests and tangled terrain. Their communications are a mess. Their lines are down, their runners are getting lost, and their maps seem somehow incorrect. In the chaos of war, Whittlesey's men have advanced too far, too fast, and now they're at risk of being cut off. The forest is a nightmare, thick, disorienting, and swarming with German patrols. As Whittlesey's men press deeper, unaware of just how far ahead they are, the flanks begin to collapse, and the trap silently snaps shut behind them. Within hours, Whittlesey's men realize something has gone horribly wrong. They're expecting friendly faces to come from both sides, but time drags on and there's no sign of the French or their fellow countrymen. Eventually, they begin to see shadows in the trees. A moment of relief, and then rifle fire. Heavy, precise, and from almost every direction. They send runners back the way they came, but none return. And just like that, the penny drops. The German forces have them completely surrounded. They've no food, no water, no reinforcements. They dig in on the side of a ravine near the Charlevaux mill. 550 men, low on ammunition, and trapped behind enemy lines. The Germans call for their surrender. They send notes, even messengers under white flags. Whittlesey doesn't blink, instead saying, "Americans don't surrender." So instead, the men hold. Pinned down in the mud and with bodies piling up, they endure 4 days of absolute hell. Sniper fire, gas attacks, even friendly artillery, as the Allies, unaware of the battalion's position or whether any of them are even still alive, relentlessly shell what they figure to be a German position. Those not wounded by shots, shells, or shrapnel are crippled by thirst and hunger. The battalion has one unlikely lifeline: carrier pigeons. Each day they've sent one out. Desperate messages scrawled on scraps of paper, pleading for reinforcements or just for the shelling to stop. 4 days, 4 birds. None of them make it. But then, one final bird is released into the grey, smoke-filled sky, and her name is Cher Ami. She turns up bleeding, one eye gone, a leg hanging by a thread, but Cher Ami makes it, flying 25 kilometres in just under half an hour to deliver a message that would save nearly 200 lives. The message reads, "We are along the road parallel 276.4. Our own artillery is dropping a barrage directly on us. For heaven's sake, stop it." The shelling finally stops, but the man is still surrounded, and relief doesn't come for another 2 days. And when it finally does, of the 554 men who went into that ravine, only 197 come out alive, and almost every survivor is wounded. Back home, the press call them heroes, and Whittlesey is awarded the Medal of Honor. Cher Ami is stuffed and displayed in the Smithsonian. But the men never forget what they lived through. As one of them would later write, the Argonne claimed more than just our bodies. It took something from our souls. When help finally arrived, the men who crawled out of that ravine weren't the same as those who'd ventured in. In a war defined by confusion, chaos, and command failures, this one small unit stood its ground. They were surrounded, abandoned, and written off. And still, they fought on. No medals could repay what they endured. No speech could justify the loss. 550 men became 197. But for 6 harrowing days and against impossible odds, the Lost Battalion of Argonne held the line. For more epic tales from the War Stories archive, hit that subscribe button to enlist today. Then, pick one of the stories on screen to select your next mission. Over and out, soldier.